Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. We are concluding the book of Numbers today. This is episode 91, and we are concluding the book of Numbers with one last episode looking at chapter 36. And it's entitled today, Marry Within Your Tribe or You'll Lose Ground. Okay? Another way, a title you could have is like, go ahead and marry whoever you want to, but you got to marry within your tribe. All right? So, that's you have the freedom. You can marry whoever you want to today. There's no laws saying, oh, you got to marry this person or this person. No national laws. There might be some throughout the other parts of the world, but you can marry really but within reason. Okay, you can't marry a child or your dog or something like that. But you can marry whoever you want to, and God is saying, yeah, go ahead and marry whoever you want to, but He gives a restriction here. You need to marry within your tribe, and you'll see why in this instance here. This is dealing with the inheritance of Zelophehad's daughters, and this goes back. If this doesn't make sense to you, you need to go back to some of the episodes we talked about Zelophehad's daughters earlier in Numbers, where they came to Moses, and Zelophehad was a guy. He died. And then he had only daughters. He had no sons. And back then, your inheritance was passed down through your sons only. Okay, it was not passed down through your daughters. And so they were like, the daughters came and they were like, oh no, we're not going to get any inheritance. And the land is just, it can't be inherited away. And so what are we going to do? And so they came to Moses, and Moses wisely brought it to the Lord. And the Lord replied, yeah, the women in this case can get the inheritance. Okay. Now you're going to see today, though, that as the tribe is thinking about it, they said, you can marry whoever you want to. But as the tribe thinks about it, the tribe they're from, they're like, oh no, we need to rethink this, because what happens is, let's say that daughter marries someone from another tribe. Well, that land would then go to that tribe, and then all of a sudden, the tribe where Zelophehad's daughters are from they're losing land. Okay, and it can't be redeemed in the year of Jubilee. It's given away, and so they come to Moses and they're like, "Oh no, what are we going to do here?" Well, let's see what happens here. This is chapter 36 of Numbers. The family heads of Gilead, son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, who was from the clans of the descendants of Joseph, came and spoke before Moses and the leaders and the heads of the Israelite families. They said, when the Lord commanded my Lord to give the land as an inheritance to the Israelites by lot, He ordered that you to give the inheritance to our brother Zelophehad, to his daughters. Now suppose they marry men from other Israelite tribes. Then their inheritance will be taken from our ancestral inheritance and added to that of the tribe they marry into. And so part of the inheritance allotted to us will be taken away. When the year of Jubilee for the Israelites comes, their inheritance will be added to that of the tribe in which they marry. And their property will be taken from the tribal inheritance of our ancestors. Okay, so a big problem here. These girls, and let's use this like, say, as states. The girls marry someone they're from Florida, they marry someone from Georgia. And then the land actually goes, the Florida land goes to Georgia. So then later on, you do voting and laws and everything in Georgia. And Georgia has all the land that Georgia has, but then they also have a few little areas of Florida too, and you're like, what kind of goofiness is that? The boundaries are not so stringent anymore. They've got little pieces all over the place, and so that is the problem here. Verse 5. Then at the Lord's command, Moses gave the order to the Israelites. What the tribe of the descendants of Joseph is saying is right. This is what the Lord commands for Zelophehad's daughters. They may marry anyone they please. How about that? They can marry anyone they please. The sentence is not finished, though. as long as they marry within their father's tribal clan. Oh no! So they went like, oh, look at all these guys out here that we can marry. We can marry anyone we want to. But all of a sudden it gets a little smaller when you have to marry within inside your clan. You're like, oh, within your father's tribal clan. Verse 7, no inheritance in Israel is to pass from one tribe to another, for every Israelite shall keep the tribal inheritance of their ancestors. Every daughter who inherits land in the Israelite tribe must marry someone in her father's tribal clan, so that every Israelite will possess the inheritance of their ancestors. No inheritance may pass from one tribe to another, for each Israelite tribe is to keep the land it inherits. So Zelophehad's daughters did as the Lord commanded Moses. Zelophehad's daughters, Mahlah, now these, get this here, these are great baby names if you want some good baby names here. Daughters of Zelophehad, so these are all women names. They are Mahlah, interesting name, Tirzah, Hoglah, that's a real winner, Milcah, and Noah. All right, those are all the daughters of Zelophehad. They married their cousins on their father's side. They married within the clans of their descendants of Manasseh, son of Joseph, and their inheritance remained in their father's tribe and clan. You know what is really neat about this whole story is they came to Moses, to straighten out this whole situation, and then the tribal leaders came to Moses to further refine this whole situation. And the girls did not rebel against anything. They went ahead and did everything that was required, okay? They not only listened, but they obeyed everything. Much like we need to do. Not just read the Bible, but we need to obey it too. Verse 13, these are the commands and regulations the Lord gave through Moses to the Israelites on the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho. I conclude with, the bottom line here in this last chapter was marry within your tribe or you're going to lose ground. If these women had not married within the tribe, the property they had would have gone to another tribe, and so the tribe would have lost ground. Okay, it's the same way in our lives when you can marry anyone who you want to. Okay, but make sure it's within your own tribe. Okay, so if you're a Christian, you need to marry a Christian. That's the bottom line. All right, and let me give you some other verses to kind of solidify that. Amos 3:3, it says this: can two walk together except they be agreed? Okay, or imagine you have two people doing the three-legged race together. They're tied together. They have to agree, and they have to say, we're going in this direction over here. They can't be like, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go over here. It's not going to work out so well. All right, and then also 2 Corinthians 6:14, it says this: be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath the righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? Okay? Don't be unequally yoked together. So you can just marry whoever you want to. And this goes also with business relationships. You go into business with whoever you want to. But it better be from your own tribe and your own your own tribe and clan. So if you're a Christian, you better be, teamed up with another Christian. All right. And I'm refining that even a little more here. That person should be on the same level with you spiritually also. Okay. You might be a Christian that is into ministry and so forth, and you want to be a pastor or a teacher or something like that. And then is it equally yoked if you marry someone that just got saved yesterday and they know nothing about God's word and stuff? It's going to be a little difficult, okay? You're both Christians, but you need to marry someone that is equally yoked, okay? So that's like having this huge bull over here, and then you have this little cow over here. It doesn't work out so well with that. And then it works out even worse when you put, this big cow here with a goat or, a horse or something like that, a completely different animal. it never works out. Okay, you might eventually get the field plowed, but it sure is going to be a mess getting that field plowed. I conclude with that. Thank you for watching. I'm a regular dude walking in the Word, and I thank you for joining me as we today conclude the book of Numbers. Lord's blessing. I'll see you later.